Shane's got questions.
I don't get paid enough, dude.
Here we are.
Hey.
All right.
Hey, Peter.
Welcome to Nights at Night. I think this is the third or fourth one, but
Second.
It's been a fucking gap.
I only remember one.
It's been a fucking gap. A lot has happened. We're going to be on episode 20. So yeah, lot of shit has happened. But yeah, we will get to pick your guys' brains a little bit. Pick your characters' brains a little bit.
You're not allowed to pick.
So yeah, let's dig into the faith thing.
Oh, jeez.
So the idea, right, was after you died, you would pick up paladinism.
Yep.
Is that just from being rezzed from?
It was more of like while I was down, or like in the act of being down, because I didn't just die instantly, you know. But I saw Kaladin, like showing strength, and I know how much faith he had in his tier,
My tier.
and
My tier.
His single tier.
wanting to have
Yeah, mine's higher.
the power to help protect his friends, so that none of them had to go through that. That's kind of the idea behind that. Not a whole lot more other than that. Just that's the whole stepping stone.
Would you say it was tier or faith in general?
It was mainly faith, but I'd say like more tier makes the most sense given the faith I know. Even though I think Summon of Helm, I think, is what saved me.
I feel like Sam himself and Caladan are like when your like little brother grows up and it's time for him to choose like his favorite football team, and you're like, come on, like the Vikings, not the Packers.
So it probably was right.
Come to the Vikings.
Of course I do. I love
Isn't
tier.
that just one?
But I mean, you know, you being a conquest paladin, could you see Chad?
What the fuck? Then what the fuck are these?
You know what I mean?
These are saving throws. These are the abilities.
Like, could I see him
These are-
becoming,
So
like a
why
follower
can't
of
I
Tier?
use-
Like-
fuck. Yeah.
or did just
'Cause-
me
'cause tier
being
isn't
a dominator?
Tyr isn't necessarily the dominating fucking whatever. That's just the god that gives you the power to do your oath, which is through Stronghold, like your goal to just crush all enemies. Which you know people who are under Tyr and of the same faith, like Lady Barodan, but they're the opposite, the flip, all about healing and aiding.
I mean, yeah, I think it would, like how my character plays his role that way. I'm just curious to see, you know, like how Chad would play. However he wants to align himself with whatever faith. I guess I'm just curious to see how that develops or where he decides to go with it. So I mean, yeah, I could see it.
It's more of a healing side of it. Would be
Yeah, it makes
the idea.
sense.
Well, I think it would make a lot of sense, and you should look into the divinities and see
Oh,
which
yeah.
one is like the motherly
Yeah.
Yep.
kind of world
But-
tree god.
Yeah,
I
so the
mean-
main five, there's Joaquin, the goddess of knowledge and trickery. There's Tyr, the god of law and justice. There's Eldath, the goddess of singing waters. That is more like balance, you know, life.
Life
Um,
and death.
Not necessarily
Yeah,
death,
but it also could be like
um,
what's dead should stay dead type thought process.
There's Helm, the god of guardians or watchers. And there's Savras, the god of arcana and knowledge, which you guys haven't really talked to or really encountered this campaign yet. But you all know that that's kind of like Crystal Pillar-ish, weird arcane god stuff.
A bunch of weird.
Which probably wouldn't be dissimilar to what you know, but you being a bard, it's not the same as like a wizard
Yeah.
or an arcane trickster.
Just really good at playing music.
Yeah, we saw that tonight.
Yeah, you really showed it.
Yep.
Coming over to Benedict and Ace, you know, we don't roleplay a lot of shit like Caladan every night pulls out candles and says a prayer, you know, things like that. But would you think that Ace and Benedict have been like training together, kind of like you guys did last in the swamp? When you were training him how to do, I forgot what the spell was, like on a tree.
Arcane Sigil.
Arcane Sigil. Would they have been
No.
doing that?
I think, honestly, being it's been like 6 days since that happened, I think I would like to say yes, but I think we've been kind of packed full where I think I might have asked some questions because it works well. Benedict can teach Ace certain things, but I think we've had some pretty full days. I think when we get home, we've been pretty wiped lately, at least me. Maybe you're doing spellbook stuff, but
Yeah.
I've
copied over like a couple, but I don't think we've done like teaching.
I think Ace has been more early to bed, early to rise type thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of tough, too, because, like, outside of the campaign, we've been playing this for almost a year and a half past that.
Yeah.
But then in-game, it's like...
Since the sigil was maybe 6 days
Since
ago.
Foxfield was fucking, like, less than 2
Dude,
weeks
like,
ago.
first, second episode, I looked just like a caveman, dude. Big beard. I love it.
I think it's something we'll pick back up, though.
Yeah.
And then coming back to the knives and that whole issue, this is what I keep thinking outside of game and a lot is like Ace, for example, he put you on the spot, is like, you know, like 3 episodes, I think, when you guys first arrived in Basinport, he was like, why do people keep asking us for favors? Like, we got shit to do, you know what I mean? But I want to pick your character's brains about, like, there is, like, you know, an impending doom, but then we go on our little side things where you're talking to Parnifitus and his rats, but then there's, like, this overarching, you know, guy with green eyes that wants to kill you all. Like, I'd say, from my point of view, I see Ace as, like, the most, like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? We gotta go do shit. Like, where's everybody else at with that? And, like, do you guys envision, like, what a plan is?
I mean, Chad doesn't really have a plan. I don't know if you want character or just player thoughts, but, like, I don't think Chad has, like, an official plan of, like, oh, we gotta do this and then do this. I don't think he thinks that the knives are super important to have them all, because it kind of seems like you have to have them all to do something. So as long as we keep some from the other side, it kind of seems like we're stopping their plan regardless. But obviously having them all also kind of seems like we're grabbing them all for them at the same time. That's out of character. Chad doesn't know that. But the whole, like, not needing them is in character. So, but, you know, Chad likes to party. He likes to relax here and there. So, I mean, like, this episode, like, he got the chance to have fun and drink, and he took advantage of it. Do a little gambling.
I think it's also so hard to, like, do that when every time we get to somebody and ask them questions about it, it's always like, like, nothing straight to the point, or it seems like already everybody has a pretty, like everybody of higher authority has a general concept of what's going on, but it's like, so it's like, okay, well,
And they tell us
to
they
Caladan,
trust
like,
us.
Theovar, you know, yeah, like, we know what's going on. Then we learned about the Ivory Aegis stuff, and then everybody's in cahoots for the greater good, it seems like, but again, nobody's taking swift action, so I guess in Caladan's eyes, I look at that
giving act.
from Theovar, and I will do my duty to make sure there's, you know, there's no undead, or I will do everything in my power to kill him, but I don't know,
I want to build off that. I mean, I completely agree with everything said. You know, Ace's standpoint on not taking action. But I think the most surprising thing in it all is, like you've seen, they have these groups of power. You know what I mean? But the thing I really don't like out of character is, and I guess mostly in part in character, you know I am.
It bleeds, we know.
It bleeds. It's not that no action's being taken. That's part of it, obviously. But
we know.
what did Theovar tell us to do? Yeah, we know stuff's going on. Yeah, we're preparing. Okay, how can we help prepare? If you're preparing, can't you give us some guidance?
He did.
Yeah.
What did he just said go talk to Sivius.
Well, not only that, but he
Sivius
gave us
Audemars
the-
told you to do that.
Yeah, and
When you talked to Lathandria and
Theovar?
Theovar in the tent,
What did they say?
they told you about the blood people, remember?
Oh,
That
yeah.
were doing shit on the southern regions.
I totally forgot.
Because that has nothing to do with undead.
He told you about the Father's Tetrad, which you went to go do and retrieved a knife. And then he told you to go to the capital because there's
fucking eat it up.
I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was in the general area of And to add on to what Sivius told you at the ball, the last time this happened, during the defendants, experience, everything. They don't want history to repeat themselves, and the Empire joining into an army together is the biggest hope that we have. And having corrupt council members governing the Empire is a blockade from the Empire being able to do so. So he wanted you to go to the capital and see what you can do about the whole corrupt situation.
Yeah, because nobody's allowed to take action right now. We got special permission to still take that action.
Also, to that point, Theovar himself wouldn't be somebody to go to the capital. He's maybe only been there a couple times when he needs to. He's very much a fighter, not a aristocrat. Sivius is.
Both.
So that might be why Theovar didn't give you direct, go to this person, talk to this guy, get this guy to not do this, which you guys have started to unravel in the capital. Hello. Yeah. Other than that whole situation.
Benedict, think about that situation with the knives.
With the knives, like, in general? I mean,
Also, to add on to like the whole knife situation, what do you guys think? What do your characters think about the physical knives themselves? Because you haven't attuned to them in quite a while.
Yeah.
Terrified.
I think we're all under the same assumption that it doesn't fucking work.
What doesn't work?
Attuning to the knives. I've never tried because I've seen Ace has
never
never tried, and yeah, Benedict's
I
the
know
same.
I've attuned to them.
And what?
Could you not attune to one?
No.
I was just trying to.
What did you do with it?
Nothing. I
Have
know,
nightmares?
I got nightmares, but I know that they have special abilities.
Do you have the cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he tuned to it, so then he got the ability
to do what the card said. Like, I think there
When
was
you
one where
used
it's
a
like,
knife?
if I used a knife in combat, yeah.
Yeah.
They all have like their own.
You've never told Ace that. I think that must have been episode.
But here's the thing, like, just because you, like, familiarize yourself with a weapon doesn't mean you're like, oh, if I hit somebody, this will happen, and, like, you still gotta, like, actually do it in combat.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? I would assume.
Dude, can you pull out the 3? Because I don't think all of them, a majority of them are not combat based.
No.
The one I attuned to was combat. It was combat based, but I don't think it was necessarily like on
take half the damage from somebody else and absorb it, so they don't take it.
Yeah, I think it was
Dagger of Sloth. You gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this weapon. You gain a +1 bonus to all saving throws, but a -1 to armor class. You gain a Dagger of Lust. You gain a +1 bonus to the attack and damage roll made with this weapon. Once a long rest, you can activate this dagger, blinding you until the end of your turn, but doubling your movement speed. Dagger of Pride. You gain a +1 to attack and damage rolls made with this weapon. Once a long rest, whenever a character other than you within 5 feet of you takes damage, you can use your reaction to reduce that damage in half. However, you take the entirety of that damage.
So you reduce theirs, and so essentially that character just did 150% damage.
Yeah. Dagger of Wrath. You gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this weapon. Once a long rest, when you make your first attack on your turn, you can decide to attack recklessly. Doing so gives you advantage, but attack rolls against you have advantage until your next turn. That last one's actually huge.
That's a barbarian ability.
Kind of mid now.
Well, last one's huge because it gives me advantage.
Round every combat.
Advantage.
Or every round of combat, you can do that.
Advantage.
Attune to the knife.
Advantage.
Attune to the knife.
I don't need someone within 5 feet to do sneak.
That's if you attune to the knife.
I'm a double dagger rogue now.
Which one did Sivius break?
Thorn?
That one.
We don't have an orange. We have a yellow and a red.
You broke them both.
Yellow, then.
Nice.
Good.
I mean, even if you're not attacking with it, you might still be able to get the benefits of attuning to the stone.
But yeah, what does Benedict think about that whole undead and looming doom?
Yeah, I mean, he knows, like, obviously there's, like, the peering threat or whatever that's inevitably moving in while we're doing other stuff. But
Rocks.
I think Benedict, along with definitely thinking rocks are super good and we could just eat rocks and not worry about this, he knows that just the party themselves, or ourselves, isn't enough to like defeat this whole army. And the only chance Benedict thinks that we have is at the very least doing some of these side quests, if you will, trying to get, you know, favors from Forvis and whoever may offer us, like, you know, things, because like at the end of the day, I think that's what's gonna like turn the tide of the battle, is all the favors and stuff that we built up and whatnot. That's my thought.
And I think the one other one that I had question was also for Benedict, and the whole Gemdrill situation, because we never made it to Stronghold and Petu, so we didn't get to see Caliban's hometown, but we got to see these two's hometown, and we got to see your hometown. We're in the shits of theirs right now. His we didn't really get to, but Gemdrill, because when you first arrived, you know, there's the whole thing about the whole town hates your family name, and even your neighbor like fucks with you, and we never really got to wrap that up because it was like Sootlock, Athenaeum, see ya.
Yeah.
Like you, Josh, did you want to wrap up anything else for your character? But then also, like, did Benedict want to do other things in Gemdrill, and are you sad that it might be overrun by undead?
Definitely wanted to do more in Gemdrill. Still do, even if it is overrun by undead.
Probably got some good rocks down there, huh?
Yeah, there's still a lot of good deposits down there that I have like hidden away and stashed. But for one, fix up my house and have just like another, you know, decent kind of place to live. But also, like, the city itself has kind of been going down, so that's more of a long-term kind of goal, but I guess we'll have to see next time I make it back to Gemdrill.
Yeah.
Or lack of Gemdrill.
Yeah. I mean, did you guys have any other questions?
Where's the knife?
Down.
When do we level up?
Now.
He takes away our level up.
Like for each other, and we're talking about all the way back till what, episode 7? I think you guys were just. I think the last nights at night we did was right after the Death Knight fight.
Where do you guys think the army is?
Where?
Yeah, because we saw the haze.
Over that bridge.
Somebody did. Looking out from Basinport, we saw a weird, either cloudy or thunder stuff going on.
Due east.
Over by the Harbor.
I think they have everything east. So, like, you know where that bridge is above Basinport? Everything pretty much east of there.
I think they have a little bit north of Basinport too, with the Dracolich coming over.
But
I don't think they have over the water.
Well,
True.
Our visions kind of said otherwise.
Well, our vision was just the Dracolich flying over, though.
It was.
Oh, that's what I was going to bring up. I don't know if you remember, but
fuck that guy.
it was like the ghost of Lithandria when you were north of Valewood, up on that hill, and you could see all the way down across the Gulf, and you can see the ice spires. And she tried to aid you with using the knife to peer through back at this green-eyed fucker.
What does that even mean?
Do you remember that, and what do you think about that?
I don't know what that means. Like, how do you peer through a knife? Like,
Lithandria is...
She essentially was like a spiritual guide.
But she said she knew nothing about it in person. Is that the one?
Correct.
I didn't like that.
Because
Imagine.
you all took the psychic damage, right?
I
Yeah.
got fucked. by
Yeah,
that.
so all of
we
you
all woke up essentially screaming.
all of you saw, like, she said, you had something along the lines of, like, peer through to the other side, back at him, and then, like, tried to guide you and aid you with, like, peering back through these knives, similar to how the Death Knight, like, contacts you in your dreams back at him, and then he, like, turned around and realized it. Took damage, and then he saw the Dracolich.
Struck us down.
But going and peering through, that's It wasn't another vision that you got. It was you peering through back at him, which gave you the vision of the army and the Draculage.
So that might be something to think about.
I'm still confused on why in person we confronted her, she said she knew nothing about it. Anyone have anything on that? Anyone think more on that?
Like, what do you mean? Like,
Why, if she was helping us in the night, why we confronted her after, our minds were fucked in the morning and she had no idea what we were talking about?
It could just be like maybe
Is she
she
really
suffers
helping us?
something from using spells like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just.
Do you think it is her? Or are we getting played by that? I don't think we're getting played because it helped us, but at the same time...
Just because it helped us doesn't mean it's not part of a long-term plan.
Because I don't see any world where it was her. Like, say, I know what you're saying. Maybe it is a spell thing.
Because she is alive.
Yeah, we were talking to her the morning of.
Yeah.
Like, 5 minutes after it, she helped us.
This was a bit after, I believe.
I'm pretty sure we had in the camp, our minds went off, and we rushed to Theovar and Thandria's tent. That's how I remember it.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So it was like 5 minutes after it, and she had no idea what was going on.
Correct.
See, why do you know? Because, if it was a spell that she does, she would probably know about it and say, I don't remember because...
Yeah.
But she didn't say anything.
Maybe it was good not to say anything,
Because Theovar's a snitch, I gotcha.
No, to maybe not put fear or instill this looming doom over everybody else who was there celebrating that good time.
It's meta, but didn't we do insight checks and they go good?
I don't remember.
Insight checks on what?
On her?
And they came back like green?
Yeah. Maybe she's just a great liar and that's part of it.
Yeah, I don't know, could be.
Kind of going
She's
back
very
into
powerful. It seems.
Kind of going back into this episode a little bit. Have your guys' thoughts on Haroldine changed?
They've really never been
Solidified.
good.
Yeah, I was going to
For
say
Kaladin?
solidified maybe.
But I don't think he's good. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't.
I don't think he's good. But I
don't
don't
think he's bad.
No, I don't think it's his fault after that encounter with Giovanni.
Well, I think it is because he can't.
He's a
Like-
council member.
But he's also kind of like cowardly.
Oh yeah, I'm not
in my
arguing
eyes.
that, but like,
So he can be pushed over. He can
Yeah.
be used.
But-
and he's allowing it for the
Here's-
gold side of it.
the thing, could that also be kind of how Bartram in New Weeds Crossed with Kryker was being controlled by Kryker? Could it also be the same scenario where, you know what I mean? There's
All
so
I
many
know
what
is
ifs.
I trust that little dwarf man with every fiber of my being, and he said your dad's fucking sketchy.
You didn't
So,
hear that.
well, yeah.
Kaladin.
I guess besides that,
But-
I've always thought there's something wrong with your father. He literally, the first time we met your father, he, completely changed what he had sent you out to do. He heard you died.
Yep.
And it was like no
with
later
how
than 10 minutes, he was just like, with how
Got
she
you some crawfish.
If Shane played my dad, you think he would have done something about him dying. Like, he's not just making these side characters. He would have done something if his dad cared that he died.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, right.
Like, I just feel like he really would have done something. And he really didn't do shit.
Guy threw me 500 platinum and said, "Get the fuck out."
Hey, thanks for being my friend, my boy's
That means
friend.
Haroldine isn't actually him, it's a skinwalker. The entire council is doppelgangers.
We need to cut him
Right?
up and find out.
No, I
We come back, we have fucking
Yeah.
pins everywhere.
Red string.
It's the Always Sunny meme, and I'm smoking a cigarette, pointing at it, and it's just a whole wall of pictures.
like I think he's probably bad. Chad thinks he is being played by Giovanni or forced to do stuff he doesn't want to.
That makes him bad. He's doing bad things.
Bad is bad.
But I'm saying, Yeah, he's doing bad things, but just because you could be forced to do bad things,
Like blackmailed.
it could be the threat of life taken.
The threat of taking away your money.
It could be.
That's
It could be he's under some sort of spell that's forcing him to do it.
I think that's.
I feel like your dad has options though. He is
But if he's
one of
literally a
the
member of the
wealthiest
council.
people.
But I'm saying if he's under
Guy
a
could just-
spell, he wouldn't necessarily know about it if
I
it's
don't
a strong
think.
enough spell.
But with how he was talking, to
You
us,
shouldn't
there's
have
no
to be
chance he's under
intimidated
a
if you're
spell.
under a spell.
Because
true.
if you think
You're
about it,
under
though,
a spell.
I had a vision way back in the day about an arcanist who is still alive, as far as I know. Who? Wasn't it that one guy that was in the little...
That was just the Arcanist himself.
Yeah.
No, not the one in... Not Wixius.
No, the Arcanist.
The Arcanist?
Wasn't the Arcanist?
There's like a bunch of them, isn't there?
From the visions of
many
the
arcanists.
daggers.
Yeah, wasn't there that vision I got with the Arcanist? I don't remember which one it was, but...
Like the original.
I know that's right.
Arcanist.
It was so far
With the
back.
beakers in the
Yeah.
lab.
That was the original Arcanist, wasn't it?
And so far, all of the visions I had have been true.
You don't know.
Doesn't say
We know
true.
nothing about him.
And all the visions
We
I've
don't
had have
know
been
his
true.
name either, right?
You got a brief description of him.
He hones necromantic
No, you got names.
powers.
You got names because then Illidrad and Gemdril gave you the names.
Yeah,
What was his name?
that's right.
That guy was Sabras Evron. He was talking
Oh, yeah,
to.
Sabras.
He,
I have
he was
that.
talking to Odbert
Sabras.
Peflin.
I'm not going to remember these names. I would put my
No.
book away
But-
already.
I know I got it written down.
And then there's Wolflin Wixius.
If I got a vision, though, that means that it's a good possibility, because all the other visions basically happened, that was actually happening, or was happening in the future, which means he might be alive,
So, Ron,
controlling things that we
Hold
don't
on.
even understand. If he's just
Wolfen.
a great mage,
Wolflin Wixius. Ikron is the luminary. Yeah, that's who you're thinking of.
And that's the
It's
hand
like
of...
the
I was thinking
Arcanist.
Baker's guy. I was wrong.
but you know what I mean, though? Like, all the visions that Chad has had have basically become reality. So what's to say this guy's not way in deeper with the council, too?
I don't think your dad's under control by magic.
No.
go back
I'm
to-
just... I don't know. I'm just throwing
I think
possibilities.
I know.
You think he's just a bad guy?
No, I think he's allowing greed to fog out
I think he's
the
in too
horrors he's ensuing.
Like
with
he's
the-
got
not
promised
bad,
gold,
but
and
he's
then
not
too
good
many-
enough to stop it, which
But
makes
he
him
knows
bad.
he's
Yeah.
not doing good things.
Yeah.
He has
Willingly.
done too many bad things because it made him money, and now he's in too deep and he can't get out. That's
Yeah,
what I think's
and
going on.
you-
That-
and
yeah,
the one
that's
thing
what I
makes
was. That's
him
what I was getting at.
I will
bad.
say
It
meta.
does-
So long story
doesn't make
short, we
him
have
bad,
to kill
but
your
he's-
dad.
It makes him.
Maybe.
He's in too deep and he can't get out because he's
Yeah.
too bad.
Yeah, and it's not because again he's a good person. He's outgoing, charismatic. Doesn't mean that justifies
No,
It's his
no,
job
no.
to
doing
pass on
shit
to you.
No.
for the dinero.
No, when I'm saying I think he's a good guy, it doesn't mean he's a good guy because of the things he does. I'm saying the way he believes, I believe he's a good guy, and that he's in
Hey,
a
does
shitty
your dad have a
situation.
will?
I don't fucking know.
Meta
He's
though,
got to be in there for that shop, dude.
I do have a question for Chad. How, when you walked up and he said, "Oh, we'll just put a stick in the gears," and then you just walked up and you're like, "How you doing, Dad?" Like, did you maybe forget, or why didn't you go off with that question? Because that seems like a very important thing to walk up on, especially when the guy who's supposedly influencing your dad.
He said, only a minor setback, of course.
But now he just validated by saying, "Oh yes, well, just a little bump in the road."
Are you
Otherwise,
talking about when I went and confronted him and
yeah, that was
Chad
the first thing you heard.
was drunk as fuck, seeing his dad being yelled at by a guy he doesn't like.
I thought we said you weren't too hammered.
No, I was pretty drunk, just wasn't blackout.
Oh, that's literally it.
Yeah.
But that's like important to the plot.
Just because it's important to the plot doesn't mean I can roleplay it being important
I'm
to
just
the plot.
saying,
It's
like,
important to
I'm
what-
just
the
saying,
plot,
like,
dude.
there's
Sober your ass
situations.
up.
Well, no, there's like situations where if you were to get a check of reality, even drunk, it sobers you up because it's a part of the the questions we're trying to answer. You know what I mean?
But also,
but what you're saying is it was just literally Chad.
it was me standing up for my father. And Chad was drunk. He's not an intelligent person. He's
No,
not a wise
okay.
person.
No, I was just genuine. I
don't know what you want from him.
No, that's the question, right? Is like it's not like picking at you. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, nobody. Anyways,
You get so upset, dude.
yeah,
Johnny,
I think
you're doing
that
it wrong.
The whole campaign is
doing it
Calvin. Like, oh, we're getting there, and then somebody does something. He's like,
No,
like
I'm
ace
not
popping
upset
off.
at all. It's like a genuine question. Like I feel like
And I'm the hair trigger.
I'm kidding.
What are you gonna get, Sam?
I'm kidding. I think it does not matter.
No.
Like at all.
In and out, like, us talking, yes. I should have said something.
Because like in most of the conversations, you've been like a very to the point, like accurate to the facts. So like if
But-
you
I also, like I said, he's not sober. And I know
there was more that they were gonna say. You wanted to protect your father, which is not
Just
wrong.
real question, quick, and then I have to get going. Real question. Comes down to it. You choosing the party or your dad?
I have to see.
I know the answer.
Because you gotta think, like right now is different than when that time actually comes. So like there's a whole bunch of things that could play out that changes that. That we don't even know about.
I don't know if you guys wanted, but Luminary, which is the High Arcanist, that was Ikron. And then there's Odbert Heflin, Merwin Osiren, Idonia Isovis, Wolfman Wixius, and Savros Avron. But yes, to wrap it up, you guys are level 10 now.
For this next combat.
No. But to that point, what's your guys' plan?
for
I
leveling.
think we're gonna give you our plan.
Going into level 20?
20?
Level 10, episode 20, with a flame elemental, fire elemental.
I'll level with you. I plan to not take part in this combat.
Yeah, you're gonna have
think-
to balance this for a 3-party.
Where I am, I use my spells to get over here. I'm fucking finding what's over here. And like, how am I gonna come to the fight? Am I gonna jump down and Giovanni's gonna be like,
You're gonna do
The
what
fuck
you
are you
always
doing
do.
there?
Fucking
Yeah, why is there some butler up here?
I'm invisible.
That's true. But as soon as you cast something, you do not be. I know my initial plan right now is to kind of stay out of it unless innocents start getting hurt.
I think a bunch of them already did just get hurt.
Because you
But
can't
we don't know
at
that
the
yet.
people, right?
Right at the base.
Yeah.
Dude, this
Of
guy's
the
a fucking
staircase
fanatic.
or what?
Huh?
No, at
Base
the
of the
people.
staircase or just everybody?
Did anybody
Just at the
think he
staircase
was
regular-
and right
though?
in front.
Not even a little bit.
He was sketchy the entire time.
This guy
I wasn't.
This guy was like,
no.
Were we in that?
I was expecting him to
No.
do
Okay.
something, not summon
I-
a fucking elemental in a crowd of people.
Yeah, I was
Because they're
waiting
not
for
all
it.
bad people in there. Like,
Like,
No,
oh, that's
no.
a cool ring. I wonder what it.
Darwin.
You could be of new faith and not be a
Darwin.
shit person.
I'm trying to think what I put. Like Darwin.
Dildrum
Darwin
Dawnwater.
D's nuts.
Yeah, Dildrum.
Dildrum dog water.
Dog water, that's what it is.
But like I was
Like Dogwater's a good guy, but he still did it at him.
Which you've been told by many people that the Crystal Crusaders are growing more
Fanatic. Dude, they're fanatics. That guy he's got screws loose,
Yeah.
not just one.
I was like I said, I was expecting him to go crazy, not summon elemental and crowd of people crazy.
Yeah,
That's
true.
I thought he was gonna like Shanghai.
I thought he was just
Seven
gonna come
Rings
after
just
him and like
attack
fire. I thought
people.
when you're like you see a
Thought he
fire
was gonna
come
like
out, and I'm like,
flame,
oh, he's shoot a
punch him or
firebolt.
some shit. Like one person.
I mean, my initial thought was like, oh, dude, this guy's a monk. He's got like sick
whole
I
brass
know.
knuckles.
I was
ring.
thinking like Shanghai, the Seven Rings or whatever. you
No
know?
idea what you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there
Said it
is
twice.
one thing you guys have made. There was a Crystal Crusader symbol outside of the first pit that you found.
First pit.
Yeah, like in the one that we snuck into. Yeah, I knew that. But we didn't see anyone of this. We didn't see any. I had two monkeys doing the investigation.
What if-
My bad.
There's a whole bunch of bombs all over the place.
That was my first thought. Is that
I just thought of that with the gunpowder.
Oh yeah, because it's like wood and gunpowder, but it's not there anymore. So either it was found out, removed, but knowing that they're in places around the city, yeah, that's kind of what it seemed like, It's like a...
But they're empty, so they're not complete.
What does Shade think about the campaign and where it's going? And where you
What
thought
would
it would...
Shade do going
No, I don't
forward?
want to know that. I want to know what you think about like what we've done so far and where you expected it to go. I mean, you can go if you know.
I mean, when we were back in Foxfield and like New Eats Cross area, from there, I really wasn't sure where you guys would go. There was a possibility we were going to spend a lot of episodes up in Cloudhaven at the Crystal Pillar. There was a possibility we were going to spend episodes in Stronghold of Petu and Citadel Struktar, or go more east, go like Pine Garden, and Silbog, Dimdock, God's Hook, things like that. But yeah, you guys chose to go to Gemdrill, so then there's the whole Gemdrill situation, and then it was just like naturally from the Athenaeum took you straight to Valewood. They were having like a meeting there. I mean, so from there, you guys have really like, I wouldn't say go somewhere where I was like, oh, I didn't think you guys were gonna do that, because it's like it's D&D, you can do whatever you want. But I think like the way that things are playing out, like I suspected like we're in the midpoint. I'd say we're in the latter half of the second third of the campaign, if that makes sense. And I knew it was going to get juicy around here, especially whenever you guys went to Basinport, it was naturally going to get juicy, but I think it's pretty cool that like a lot of plot lines, I'll put it this way, like if you think of a spider web, right, or like a family tree that like goes out and there's the paths and you guys are like navigating this certain path, you could have went down like any of these paths, but you're also like hitting points, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's curious to see from behind the scenes like what you guys find out and when you do, talking to certain people and asking certain questions.
What we pick up on and what we leave out.
And what you don't pick up on as well. Like there's a lot of stuff that...
You're probably like, it's clear as day.
No, not necessarily that, but like there's a lot of shit that like... that you guys know now that you could have taken a different route to learn. It's hard to talk about without... But there's also a lot of stuff that you quite literally can't yet make the connection for, but there is also a lot of stuff that you guys haven't made a connection for yet. Quite a bit of stuff.
That we should have made the connection for?
I wouldn't say should have.
Could have. I think is a better word.
But yeah, it's all a matter of, like, to your point, who you talk to, like, Josh said, like, going and talking to people, gaining favor. I will say this, to Ace's point, that other episode where he said, people are always asking us for favors. I wouldn't put it against getting good favors from what you've seen, like his father, a lot of coin there. Stronghold of Petu being a shepherd. There's some heft behind that, you know what I mean? Some benefit.
I disagree with both those examples. You can keep going.
But like Skipper and Forvis, there's an opportunity everywhere to
Forvis,
make allies.
I see allies. I see a couple of these things, but what's it called? The Stronghold Petu? They're gonna help us or they're not gonna help us. I don't see a favor there. Like, Theovar says he's going to do something, has nothing to do with us.
They provided you with 2 horses, a wagon, supplies to do your current job.
Honestly, that's a lot more than we've ever been given.
Yeah, but
literally ever.
But I don't know how that's really favors, if I'm being honest. Like, Theovar said do this.
Horses are expensive, man.
I'll say when I mean like favor, not necessarily like a goal or a quest, but like material things. There is something, I'll spoil you guys a little bit, I don't do this a lot. There is something that Forvis is planning to give you that is in the new Player's Handbook.
DMG.
Dungeon Master's Guide.
I haven't looked through that one yet.
There's something big that he plans to give you on completion of your quest.
Well, good thing we just finished.
But yes, I from like my POV, the DM's POV, like I'm very excited for what is to come.
Yeah.
You guys are.
I'm hoping that Lord.
I'll say this: you guys are on the cusp of some very big things.
Yep.
And things that will answer questions, big questions that you've had for a while.
I really don't think Giovanni likes me anymore. I know that.
I don't get what Giovanni's fucking problem
I don't
is.
even think he likes your father.
I don't get Giovanni's character at all, if I'm being honest. He's the one who invited us for here. He said hi and bye in less than half a sentence to us.
What?
What's the fucking point of us being here?
It's just like the
here's a
saying
crazy
of
thought.
keep your friends closer and or keep your enemies closer. Keep your friends close and your enemies
But then he
closer.
literally was thinking about us tonight through Chad's thoughts.
You said the four of them just been in and out.
Yeah, I wonder if they
We definitely have been in and out.
We've been
If
scrounging.
anybody had eyes, they would see like Chad just sitting there staring at a torch. Being ushered out of the same room like twice.
Please tell me you have
Different
that
people.
in your notes.
Yeah, no, of course I do. Like, it's stuff like that, like, nonchalantly we're being funny about it, but, like, how do you not just fucking notice, you know? So, like, yeah, no, it makes sense that he's,
And a lot of
like,
these people
thinking about it, because we are doing the complete opposite of what everybody else is doing.
And he's got a lot of friends in this room that are probably like, you got these weird people just running around.
But I think at least he is giving us the benefit of the doubt of letting us do that in hopes that, I don't know, maybe
don't
we're not
find
doing
it.
anything heinous.
Or maybe
you know,
he's hoping what if he has something hidden, that it's hidden well enough we don't find it, and then we just are like, oh, maybe he's not this bad.
Well, and
guy.
the thing ain't there. She down. She way down.
Yeah, I don't know what you're going to find in that room, but hopefully something good. You've got some candelabra
Well, if he's
doors?
worried about us going into his office,
However the
something's
fuck
gotta
do you
be
say
wrong.
that word?
I would assume.
Like that? Candelabra?
Candelabra.
Just for the last little
I
thing.
cannot say automaton.
Robots.
Just for the last little thing. Caroline, you would know this, and I don't really see a reason that you guys would have run into this, so I will like explain it. But kind of southwest of the capital, you guys are on the most southwest region of it. If you were to like go up to the wall and like climb and look over, right, so you can see the Sora Reach peaks, everything, you would see the Iron Wastes right here.
Yeah. I think you've said that before.
Really?
Yeah, you would see it. And there's a reason why that whole side of the city has a large wall, so that the citizens don't look at that.
Say it again?
I don't
Do you
think
know
it
what
would.
the Iron Wastes are?
No,
I
would I not
know-
know?
I know what it is, but I don't know if my character would.
Yeah, you would.
If
Yeah, wanna explain Caladan?
Wouldn't yeah, you would know because you.
I think you
you're
would. I think
from
you all would
Mason
know.
War. Yeah, wouldn't so would Chad then essentially.
Yeah. Would Benedict
Not only
know?
because
Living in a hole?
they're from the Basin Port, but
Yeah, I
just
read
because the
books,
Iron
man.
Waste is kind of a.
On magic.
You want to explain it?
For hundreds of years.
I mean, I
History books.
briefed over on the Google Doc page, but I think from my
Give or
understanding
take.
it was just one of those wars that took place, but wasn't
So
it
just
there
a
was so
spry
many
on
bodies
that.
or something or armor scraps left that's why it's called the Iron Wastes?
Yeah, you can see thousands of swords sticking out of the ground like
Yeah.
blades of grass. This is where a huge battle of the defendants happened.
That's yeah.
Pretty good idea. Let's
We're
go
about
there
to get
and
flanked,
find some
boys.
good ass shit.
Let's go, Luke.
Dude, we're getting flanked. Undead to the
and that's-
northeast, undead to the southwest.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, and that's why I asked where you guys think they are. I think they're, you know, where we were in Valewood, or probably up in those regions, and then it stretches. Yeah, like Basin Port. I feel like we are walled off.
Did Doldrum make you guys want to go to Gildavane?
Fuck yeah!
I've always wanted to go to Gildavane. He's got cool shit.
I got mad respect
You're like,
for
oh,
the
this
little
is
dwarf man.
the moment we went into that one store with that Dragonborn that did the weird laugh. Like,
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, all this stuff is made in Gildavane. I'm like, let's go.
Dude, I just like that one of his artisans made the weapon for Theobar the Breaker himself. I was already
That
sold.
was his grandpa.
Yeah, his Tetsubo.
Was that planned,
Yeah.
or did you just come up with that on the spot?
What do you mean,
Written on
Gildavane
the
is
Hell
where
yeah.
some of the best
Grandfather
crafted shit
forged
in the
the
world?
Breaker's Tetsubo.
What's the scribbles for?
Just that we hit that person.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Nights at Night. We'll go into episode 20 where you guys are level
Can't even sit
10.
in the chair for the video.
Dog, I said midnight at 12:30.
Yeah.
You agreed to it, man.
That was awesome.
I agreed to
Good
live.
sesh. Thanks for watching.
It's been fun.
It was a good sesh.